Welcome to Episode 2, Exam Scope, Domains, and Weighting, where we explore the structure behind the Google Cloud Digital Leader exam. Understanding how the exam is built helps transform study time from guesswork into focused progress. Many candidates rush into content without first seeing how topics fit together, but the outline itself reveals the story the test wants you to tell. This episode maps that landscape, showing what each domain represents, how questions are balanced, and where your attention should go. Once you can visualize the proportions and relationships among topics, studying becomes an intentional journey instead of a checklist of disconnected facts. The exam is organized into major domains that describe the skill themes a digital leader must master. These include areas such as digital transformation, cloud infrastructure, application modernization, data and artificial intelligence, and operations with security and reliability. Each domain represents a different dimension of understanding, yet they share a single goal: connecting technology to business outcomes. Imagine them as layers of a conversation: strategy at the top, implementation in the middle, and governance as the frame. Recognizing those layers helps you reason across the exam rather than treating each section as isolated material. Domain weighting is an overlooked but crucial insight for exam preparation. Every domain contributes a specific percentage to the final score, so time allocation should match that distribution. Heavier weighted areas deserve deeper review because they appear more frequently. For example, if digital transformation represents 1/3 of the exam, you should invest proportionally more effort in mastering its principles. Candidates who study evenly across topics often underperform because they fail to mirror the exam's priorities. Understanding weighting is like studying the topography of a map before hiking. It helps you conserve energy and stay on course. The exam favors breadth over depth, meaning you need to understand many ideas broadly rather than a few in granular technical detail. It tests whether you can recognize patterns, interpret scenarios, and apply reasoning, not whether you can configure a system or memorize command syntax. A question might ask you to choose which cloud solution best supports a business need, not to write the code that deploys it. This breadth ensures accessibility for non-technical professionals while still demanding clear conceptual understanding. Successful candidates learn to connect dots quickly and explain technology in plain business terms. Scenario-style questions dominate the assessment, reflecting how decisions play out in real organizations. Instead of isolated facts, you see short business stories, perhaps a company wanting to expand globally or reduce operational costs. You must choose the solution that best fits their goals while respecting governance and security. These business-first questions evaluate reasoning, not recall. For instance, two answers might both work technically, but only one aligns with business priorities like compliance or cost control. Practicing this mindset, seeing each problem through a decision-maker's eyes, is the most effective preparation strategy. Recognizing cross-domain links also helps. The exam rarely isolates ideas into neat boxes. Security relates to operations, data connects to transformation, and modernization affects governance. A strong candidate sees those connections and applies them flexibly. For example, understanding identity management principles supports discussions about both compliance and cost control, because permissions affect risk and efficiency alike. Studying in silos leads to fragmented reasoning. Studying across domains builds integrated judgment. The test rewards those who can connect strategy to execution and see how each choice ripples through the larger system. You will encounter a wide range of Google Cloud product categories throughout the questions, though the focus remains conceptual. Services like Compute Engine, BigQuery, and Cloud Storage may appear, but you are not tested on their setup steps. Instead, you are expected to know what each product does, why it exists, and how it supports business use cases. For example, you should recognize that BigQuery enables data analytics at scale, or that Cloud Storage supports durability and availability for unstructured data. The exam values recognition and application, not configuration or command syntax. The targeted audience for this certification includes business professionals, project managers, and leaders who collaborate with technical teams. Questions are written with those roles in mind. The exam assumes you understand fundamental business drivers but need to demonstrate digital fluency. It does not require programming knowledge or system administration skills. Instead, it checks your ability to discuss technology intelligently with specialists, to evaluate trade-offs, and to guide investment decisions. Knowing this helps you approach the questions confidently, interpreting them through the lens of leadership rather than engineering. Connecting official exam objectives to working capabilities is essential. Each objective describes a practical expectation, such as explaining the benefits of cloud computing or evaluating data-driven decision-making. As you read them, imagine real workplace conversations where these skills apply. If the objective says, describe cost optimization strategies, picture yourself advising a team on how to balance performance with budget. This translation from blueprint to action helps you internalize the knowledge instead of memorizing bullet points. The exam measures understanding that can guide real-world dialogue, not rote recall of definitions. Exam blueprints can look dry at first glance, but each line carries meaning. For example, when the guide says, explain the value of application modernization, it implies you must recognize the trade-offs between maintaining legacy systems and rebuilding in the cloud. Interpreting blueprint lines this way deepens comprehension. Try rewriting each point as a question. How does modernization help an organization remain competitive? Doing this transforms objectives into conversations, preparing you to reason through scenario-based questions where theory and application blend. Many misconceptions surround the exam scope. Some assume it is entirely non-technical, while others fear it requires deep coding knowledge. The truth lies between. You must understand technology concepts well enough to explain their business significance, but you are never asked to perform configurations. Another misconception is that memorizing product names guarantees success. In reality, context matters far more. The exam tests relationships, how technologies combine to serve strategy, not isolated recall. Understanding this distinction saves study time and reduces anxiety. It is equally helpful to know what is not on this exam. You will not need to write commands, configure virtual networks, or perform complex calculations. There are no performance-based labs or hands-on simulations. The test does not require mathematical problem-solving or troubleshooting logs. Instead, it emphasizes comprehension, reasoning, and communication. Knowing what's excluded allows you to focus your preparation on conceptual fluency rather than technical precision. This clarity ensures your study plan aligns with the exam's true intent. Building your study emphasis map transforms information into structure. Start by listing each domain, noting its weight, and assigning time based on importance. Then identify crosslinks where topics overlap: security with compliance, cost control with operations, data with transformation. This simple exercise keeps study sessions purposeful. For example, dedicate more review time to digital transformation fundamentals, but reinforce them by connecting cost governance and security concepts. Your map becomes a personal guide, showing where to invest effort for maximum return, just as a project plan allocates resources toward critical paths. Clarity about scope creates efficient preparation. Once you understand what the exam values, you can study with precision and confidence. Rather than trying to master everything, you can focus on interpreting concepts, linking domains, and reasoning through realistic business cases. The certification then becomes less of a guessing game and more of a structured conversation you are ready to join. With this understanding, your preparation gains direction, and direction turns effort into achievement. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.